Madame Marie lived on the warm and mountainous island of Haiti. She was a special woman with many talents, one of which was her green thumb. It allowed her to make any seed, root, stem, or leaf grow and thrive. So, naturally, she spent a lot of time in the garden she created in her backyard. While tending to her garden one day, a flock of pigeons flew over her yard and one of the birds dropped a seed. She took it as a sign from Mother Nature that she was missing this plant from her garden. So she planted this mysterious seed on the edge of her garden. It was a perfect spot where it got a little bit of sun and a little bit of shade from the nearby almond tree. Over the next few weeks, the seed started to sprout and grow a thick stalk, and then some vines, which bowed to the ground from the weight of the green fruit that it started to bear. Madame Marie was ecstatic when they ripened into ruby red tomatoes. Excitement was also felt by the cool and scaly iguana lounging on a low branch of that almond tree. The next morning, Madame Marie went to the garden to gather some ingredients for breakfast when she was met by a mess of tomato pulp. Nearly all of her tomatoes were gone, all except for one. Judged by the mess, it must have been an animal. But what animal would do such a thing? At that moment, she decided to leave the one remaining tomato as bait for the culprit, hoping it would return that night. Sure enough, later that night, Madame Marie sat still in her favorite creaky chair and watched every rustle of the wind and listened to every croak and hum of the frogs that kept her beloved garden pest free. She made sure to keep her poor tomato plant in her sights. The moon was at its highest and brightest peak when she heard a scratch and then a frantic shuffle. She turned her head just in time to see a large shadow drop from the trunk of the tree. More angry than afraid, she sprang out of her chair and quickly marched over to the shadow that she knew had to be an iguana. She heard that they've been spreading all over the island, but didn't think they would get to her neighborhood so quickly. She approached the reptile to find its mouth open, ready to bite her last tomato. Using her sandals as weapons, she threw them both at the iguana and managed to anger it. It hissed and swished its horntail at her, refusing to leave its sweet midnight snack. The frogs croaked louder than she's ever heard before, and then she heard an odd chirp of a morning bird on the opposite side of her yard. For just a second, the iguana tilted its head towards the possibility of a tastier snack, when Madame Marie took the opportunity to seize it by the back of its neck and flung the tomato thief over the garden wall. A few moments after catching her breath and checking in on her lone tomato, she heard the morning bird chirp again, but closer, on the garden wall. Madame Marie stepped closer to inspect this odd morning bird being awake in the middle of the night, only to find one of the ventriloquist frogs that keeps her garden pest and now iguana free.